always love hip-hop. Keep it flowing like a river, so I drip drop. Verses and bars, we eating dinner with the stars. Excuse me while I float away, my brain is on Mars. Cause it's the Big Kids Podcast with Chris Williams. Sit back, relax, like your spliff, we in the building.
Yo, this is C. Willie. Welcome back to the Big Kids Podcast. What if I didn't record every week? I don't think anyone would really give a fuck. I don't think anyone would really care. But I say that as a segue into talking about a few things this episode. I think this whole episode is a what if kind of episode. If you can't tell by the thumbnail, this is absolutely a what if kind of episode. And when I say thumbnail, the only people that really get to see the created thumbnail that's not the logo of the show is on YouTube. So I suggest you go on YouTube, subscribe, like all that good stuff, so we can get the podcast episodes to reach the same level as the shorts and other things that I'm putting out. So today, we're going to talk a little bit about UFC 285. Now, we're really only going to focus on a couple of fights here. I guess the first one being is the Alexa Grasso versus Valentina Shevchenko fight. And what if? You know, listen, I know I've seen Alexa Grasso fight because I don't miss a fight card, but if you had me pick her out of a lineup, I wouldn't have known who she was, in all honesty. I said it last week to my friend Allie when we were talking about the upcoming fights and how Shevchenko has looked and can this girl beat her? And again, I 100 million, thousand, trillion, gazillion % was going with Shevchenko. Now, I was going with Shevchenko because, again, I had no idea who Alexa Grasso was. I know the name. I know I've seen her fight, but I did not remember any of it. Okay? Now, that's not to say that she's not a good fighter because I don't remember it. I'm sure there's going to be plenty of people whose fights I'm not going to remember until they're in high-profile fights. That's just how that goes. That's how it goes when you're watching UFC, Bellator, One Championship, and a whole bunch of other shit in between. You might forget somebody's track record a little bit, you know? But that doesn't mean that they're not good. Sorry, I'm putting socks on. It's fucking cold down here. Jeez, I had to turn the heat on a little bit. Socks. Alright, my bad. So, Alexa Grasso and Valentina Shevchenko had, in my opinion, the fight of the night. I know Rachmanov and Jeff Neal got it, but because Jeff Neal missed weight and all that, how things usually go, I gave it to Valentina and Alexa Grasso. It was a crazy-ass fucking fight. You know, I think Alexa probably won the first round. Shevchenko was winning the next two rounds and was probably winning the fourth round until she did that slow-ass spinning kick to the body. Completely missed. Alexa jumped on her back and choked her out. Like mean choke. Mean rear naked choke. Like deep. Like locked. Like you had to unlock the choke. Like, it wasn't like, okay, she tapped, I could just let go. Like, no, you had to unlock it. So that was that was crazy. That was madness. That was absolutely madness. And in another universe, what if Valentina didn't throw that fucking kick? You know, what if she did not throw that kick? Did she throw, because as an athlete, we all know that we do things based on how fatigued we are. Was that move not really supposed to do any damage, but make it look like she's still being aggressive to the judges? Is that what that slow ass spinning kick was about? I really have to question what that slow ass kick was about, because that gave Alexa the opportunity to jump on you like a spider monkey and choke you out. Now, again, it happens. That's the beauty of mixed martial arts, is it doesn't matter how long you've been getting your ass beat for. If the score is 75-0, you could come back just like that. And that's why I love it. The momentum swings are fucking crazy. And that's why during a lot of these fights where some of my favorite guys are fighting, I'm nervous throughout the whole entire fight. You know, I'm not just nervous until they start winning and now I start to feel better. No. I don't feel good about a fight until it is absolutely over. And that brings us to the main event. Jon Jones versus, as John will call him, Serial Gain. And that fight, again, heart beating through my chest. Jon has always been my favorite UFC fighter. Always been my favorite UFC fighter. Through all the ups, the downs, Jon has been my guy. I've never missed a fight. Never missed a Jon Jones fight. In every single Jon Jones fight, my heart is beating so fucking fast because I'm just nervous. I felt like when I was watching the Super Bowl. There we go. A little word salad. I felt. So I felt like when I was watching the Super Bowl, and just the whole entire time, I'm fucking nervous. I'm nervous during the walkouts. I'm nervous when Bruce Buffer's doing his thing, introducing the fighters. I'm just fucking nervous, and I really can't just wait for the fight to get over with. I'm gonna be fine either way, you know. It's not like my fucking life is gonna be in shambles if Jon loses, but during that moment, I'm super fucking nervous. So, long story short, I don't even know. We could probably watch the fucking whole fight. UFC probably won't even copyright and strike anybody. You play that whole with the nut shot that Jon received like 8 seconds in, a 3-minute fight. Not even, because that was, I want to say that he only took like 24, 25 seconds to recoup from the nut shot, and the whole entire fight was 2 minutes and 4 seconds. So we're talking fucking 120, 150 second fight, all in all. If we want to include the announcers and the walkouts and all that, we're talking like 7 minutes, 8 minutes, with the toe tape being cut off and all that. We're talking very fucking quick. Definitely the quickest fight of Jon's career. And my question is, actually, I don't even got no question because there was no fucking questions to be asked. There was no questions to be asked. I guess the question going forward after subbing a guy in 2 minutes is he going to be able to do that to Stipe? What if Jon comes in at 235 and Stipe comes in at 250 something? Or vice versa. What if Stipe comes in at 235 and Jon comes in at 250 something? Now, there was a lot of heat, a lot of heat coming Jon's way this week because of his physique. There we go. Having fucking trouble today. That's nothing new though. But there was a lot of heat coming his way. Oh, he's looking chubby, he's looking fluffy, he's this, he's that. Listen, if we're gonna be completely fucking honest, there are only a few heavyweights, I'm not talking light heavyweights, heavyweights that looked the way that Jon looked Friday night or Saturday night. Was it odd because Jon is usually bony? Yeah. But there are very few heavyweights that if they flex, they got a six-pack. There are very few heavyweights that are 6'4", 250 and look like that. A lot of them look more like I look, like melted ice cream. But again, that's the beauty of the sport. That's the beauty of the game. You can't judge a book by its cover. You can't. If you do, you're probably going to get fucking put out. If you judge a book by its cover in MMA, in the UFC, you're probably going to get put the fuck out. All right? The muscle-bound dudes, they're good for a round. They're good for a round and a half. That second half of the fight, they're usually fucking exhausted. This isn't a weightlifting competition. This isn't a bodybuilding competition. Would I like to see Jon 238 versus 248 going into this next fight? Yes, I would. But if Jon comes in at 250, I have faith in Jon. Jon is not going out there and putting himself in a position to lose. He's not. Not at 35, 36 years old. He's not doing that no more. Do you really think John wants to go out there and get his fucking head banged off the ground, bounced off the ground? That's not what he's going to do. This man knows exactly how to prepare. Now, whether he's done that or not done that throughout his career, that's a whole completely different discussion. But that man knows how to prepare for a fight. He knows how to prepare to go 5 rounds. And even though this fight was only 2 minutes, listen, man, you got to get your feet wet somehow. You don't string out the fight because you want to make sure you get rounds in and this and that. Not with a dude like Cyril. You know, now if John wanted to wrestle him a little more and... Nah, man, John went in there and did exactly what he said he was going to do. He said he's going to go in there and make it look easy. And now if John has to evolve into more of a wrestling-based approach versus kickboxing mixed in with wrestling, that's fine. You're getting older, dude. You got to adapt. Why do you think Charles Woodson got an extra, fucking 7-8 years in the NFL? Charles Woodson came in the league, was a good cornerback for a couple years. After a couple years, he lost a step. He wasn't as good anymore. It was pretty evident that he wasn't that good anymore. He moved to safety and got another 5 to 7 years out of it. Made multiple Pro Bowls because he was able to adapt. That's what longevity is about. Changing with the times. Knowing your strengths. Taking advice. Knowing that, okay, maybe I'm not as quick as I used to be, but I'm a way better wrestler than everybody. So maybe I should lean on that a little more. Yes, I got to keep him honest with the striking, but maybe I should wrestle a little more. And I don't mind seeing that. I do not mind seeing that. And in terms of fighting Stipe coming up, I guess it's supposed to happen International Fight Week, July 8th. I think John could take Stipe down. I think John can implement his ground and pound on Stipe. I think John could stand up and strike with Stipe. I think Stipe is, outside of Curtis Blades and what that new Russian cat, man, that dude's a problem too. I don't have his name. He was the backup fighter for this past weekend's heavyweight championship. Those are the biggest threats. Those are the biggest threats. Stipe is a threat because he's been there, done that. He knows how to win. He knows how to dig deep. Stipe's a threat in that regard. When we're talking straight talent and hunger, it's Curtis and homeboy from Russia. I'm pretty sure it's from Russia. Let me pull it up. I already got the rankings right here, so might as well, right? Sergey Pavlovich. That dude. Fucking beast. Fucking beast. So I think those are the two biggest concerns for John in the heavyweight division. But I also don't know if we even get to that point. You know, does John even fight again after he fights Stipe? If I was John, I wouldn't. Fuck that. I'm fighting Stipe, and unless it's Francis, I'm not fighting nobody else. I'm calling it a fucking day. Francis is gonna come over here, and I'm pretty much gonna do the same thing that I did to him, that I did to Cyril. Or I'm not fighting none of these young dudes so they could rip my fucking head off. These cats are hungry. I'm good. I'm fucking good. And call it what you want, man. That dude has fucking 20 plus wins in the UFC. He ain't just, it's not a pussy move. It's a smart move. It's I don't want to end up on someone's highlight film, because I'm telling you right now, the first person to do that shit to John Jones, that highlight will live forever. Forever. Like when Allen Iverson crossed Michael Jordan, everybody knows what clip I'm talking about. That shit lives forever. Forever. Sandlot voice. Oh shit. So yeah, my dad was upset about the 2-minute fight. I sure as hell wasn't, because I did not want to feel the way that I was feeling for 25 minutes. As soon as he locked in the guillotine, I knew it was over. Everybody was, oh, does he have it? Listen, man, John knew exactly what the fuck he was doing. That right there is his specialty. Front headlocks. That is his fucking specialty. Go back and watch Lyoto Machida. Who else did he get with that? Was it Ryan Bader he caught with that? He caught a couple dudes with that shit. Excuse me, sorry. Oh, that The apple juice is a little tart. Anyway, yeah, I was very happy, and I'm very excited to see his next fight. And as much as I love John, I don't want to see him fight fucking 5 or 10 more times. I don't. I want to see him fight Stipe. He beats the consensus UFC greatest of all time heavyweight. It's gonna take a lot. It's gonna take a lot, including luck, for anybody to ever get there. And I'm sure as time goes on, everybody's gonna have their favorites, and everybody's gonna say, "Oh, this dude could beat so and so." You see it with GSP. Kamaru could beat him. Doodoo could beat him. So and so could beat him. Oh, listen, man, that's a dumb ass conversation to have anyway. We don't live in the Marvel universe. We don't live in the what if universe. We live in fucking reality, and George St. Pierre did his fucking thing. He slipped up. He corrected it. He did his fucking thing. I don't even know how many title wins he has. He has the most in welterweight history. I know John has the most in UFC history. So we could all talk about what ifs and this and that, and we'll see. We will fucking see. And I'm sure that there will be fighters that get close. The UFC likes to build people up. The UFC likes to give some of the more popular fighters favorable matchups, including this one. This was a very favorable matchup for John. You know, for whatever reason, the Stipe thing didn't work out. I don't know exactly why, but John was ready for that one. The Francis thing didn't work out because Francis wanted pensions and health insurance for all the fighters. That wasn't gonna fucking happen. So this was next up. You could have given a Curtis Blades or something like that, but again, I think that the UFC wanted to give John a favorable matchup. And again, I don't think there's anything wrong with that, especially when we're talking top 5. You know, it's not like John fought the number 15 dude, a dude that's not ranked, things like that. When we're talking top 5, you're talking we are really splitting hairs. And to give John a striker, hey, it's good for the UFC. I guess they did close to 1 million buys, which is, I want to say the highest John had prior to that was DC. Was it the first or second? Whatever one. He did 800 and something thousand buys for one of the DC fights, if not both of them. I can't remember off the top of my head. But yeah, you want to give him a favorable matchup. I don't think anybody saw it being that fucking easy. That was easy. That was fucking easy. There was like maybe a total of 4 or 5 strikes thrown on the feet, maybe a couple on the ground, and that was it. It was a wrap. Good night, Irene. Oh God, it was fun. It was enjoyable, but I sure as hell do hate when these fucking fight cards get done at 1, 2 o'clock in the fucking morning. Especially because, you know, after a win like that, I gotta watch a little bit of the press conference, and I gotta see what Dana has to say, and all these other things. So I ain't get to sleep till fucking late, and you know, in ways it jacked up my week a little bit. It jacked up my schedule a little bit, but I don't even know because when I said that, I was just saying that in passing. You know, I'm just saying that because it's something to say on the podcast. But the more I think about it, my weeks coming up are fucked. The more I think about it, they're fucked. So, yeah, that's why I gotta stay on top of my shit. That's why I gotta make sure that I get this podcast recorded and uploaded when it's supposed to be recorded and uploaded. Last week, I got everything uploaded in terms of Spotify and Google and SoundCloud. All that shit was uploaded, but I didn't get the YouTube one uploaded because my video software that creates the videos and exports the videos for me it took literally like fucking 3 days for it to finish converting. I don't know what the hell was going on there. My computer was running super fucking slow. It usually takes like an hour or two, depending on how long the video is to convert it. That shit took legit 3 days. 3 or 4, because by the time I didn't upload it until fucking Sunday, I think. So I got to do better about that. I got to manage my time a little bit better. I don't know if that sound very like kindergarten. I need to manage my time a little bit better. I feel like I should have had something a little more extravagant to say right there. That's like when I was writing my 2023 goals list, and I'm hitting them. Everything sounds fucking on brand, and then I'm starting to get down to the bottom, and I'm trying to like think of like cliche shit to say at the bottom. I'm just like, you know what, man? I'm scribbling this shit out. This one right here does not match the rest of the list of my real goals and things that I want to accomplish in 2023. This just sounds like some shit that I'm supposed to write on a fucking goals list. So I just scribbled that shit out. So yeah, every once in a while you get caught up trying to act and think that you're a little smarter than you really are. Try to use a couple SAT words. Oh man, but let's keep it moving, because I can feel my bubble guts coming on. Oh, Derrick Henry might be getting traded. Okay, all right. Eagles, we need him. We'll take Derrick Henry. What else? Oh, guys. So I know I've watched it before, but I'm restarting the whole Marvel Cinematic Universe, the MCU. And what triggered it is I watched that What If series that Marvel put out. And in my opinion, it starts off very fucking rocky. It's like, okay, this doesn't even feel right. But if you keep watching the episodes, they all start to blend. They all start to connect. It all starts to make fucking sense. And I think that Marvel's What If series is the best TV show that Marvel has put out. Better than fucking Scarlet Witch, whatever the hell that's called, and better than I think in terms of what it can mean for the MCU, it's up there with Loki, but I personally think it's better than Loki. Better than all that shit. Winter fucking Soldier and the Hawk. Better than all that shit. Because there's implications. This opens up the door for multiple fucking things to happen. This opens up the door for other universes to really, really play a part in what's going to happen going forward. Not be a fucking a fucking prop. Not be fucking cannon fodder. Not just there so fans are like, oh shit, that just happened. No, I'm talking real implications on what's going to happen going forward. Like real comic book type of shit that transcends multiple universes. And I really believe that the What If series opens up that door. I believe it's canon. I'm pretty sure it's canon. Let me check. Because I've been watching. Like I said, I restarted it. I just finished Iron Man 3, so I got a one shot coming. And it is Captain America and the Winter Soldier up next. What If on the list? Yep, okay, What If is on the Marvel Cinematic Universe in order timeline. WandaVision, that's what that shit was called. I'm very interested how Shang-Chi is going to tie in. I'm very interested how the Eternals is going to tie in. And, like, what the fuck is Moon Knight? She-Hulk? I get how, what is this, Miss Marvel? I get how that one could tie in. Still gotta finish that, but I'll get to that, because Werewolf by Night, what the fuck is that? Alright, so yeah. Again, I'm very interested in seeing where this goes and how it all unfolds, and I'm a huge sucker for a long storyline. Things that connect over time. Callbacks, like, oh shit, okay, now that makes sense. I'm very much a big fan of that. And that's why I really can't understand why DC can't get it together a little bit. I truly don't fucking understand it. It's not like these movies are just masterpieces, fucking works of art. They are in their own right, but it's not like a Bronx Tale. It's not like a fucking Goodfellas. It's not a movie in that type of vein where it's like, oh shit, like there was time being there was time being spent writing the script. There was time being spent paying attention to these little details that's gonna bring these characters to life. In a superhero comic book movie, it's all flashes, bangs, powers, things like that. So I don't really understand how it's so fucking hard for DC to get it right. A good fucking comic book movie grades out at like a 6.5 to a 7. I don't think that's that hard to fucking make. That's a matter of spending the money. I'm not even talking about people going to the movies and buying tickets and things like that, because that's kind of up in the air. That's in flux right now on determining if that makes a movie successful or not. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the actual movie being fucking good, not how many people went to the movie. So DC needs to fucking figure that out, because they have some of the best characters out there. And I really truly believe before they allow Marvel to take this idea and really run with it, because they've already done it, but take this idea and really run with it and create stakes and create real high pressure situations within the movies, is to let the bad guy win. I don't think that it is a bad thing to let the bad guy win. It is a fucking movie. We're not talking about letting Al-Qaeda win. We're not talking about that type of shit. We're talking about a movie. If you want people to feel emotionally attached to the movie, every once in a while, let the bad guy win. Stop acting like you guys aren't going to come out with a sequel. You could correct it in the sequel, but you gotta let the bad guy win sometimes. It makes the sequel way better. End it how people aren't expecting the movie to end. And that is exactly what Marvel did with Infinity War when Thanos was winning. No, he wasn't winning. Thanos won. Thanos won in Infinity War. He accomplished his goal of getting rid of half of the population. He won. And then the second Endgame, that was about redemption. That was about how are we going to get back. And even in that one, Iron Man died. The stakes were super fucking high. But What If, I think, remedies that. I think the show What If opens up the possibility, Loki opens up the possibility of things being able to be rewritten or different without really having to retcon. Because I want to see Iron Man back. I want to see Iron Man back, and he can come back. Now, Tony Stark of whatever fucking unit, I forget the name of our universe, I'll say. I forget how that's labeled. But I would love to see an alternate universe Tony Stark come back. Whether he's a bad guy, I wouldn't mind seeing Iron Man be a bad guy. Or if he's a good guy. You know, alternate universe Tony Stark needs to come back. We need an Iron Man 4. Gamora got to come back. You know, Gamora got to stick around. Fuck, as much as I'd like Gamora, fuck Gamora. We want Iron Man. We want fucking Iron Man. And I think if you guys lessen these guys' workload, I have no problem you focusing on these new cats. Especially with things like Blade coming out, you know? Focus on these new cats, let them get their shine, but they need to do it like they're doing Thor. You bring Thor back for his own movie every 4 or 5 fucking years. You know? Every 4 or 5 years you put him in an Avengers movie. You put him in a whatever the fuck the group is that you're calling it at that time movie. Don't make these guys have to come out with movies every year, every other year. I guarantee if you lessen the workload, Robert Downey Jr. would be cool with coming back and playing Iron Man. At least I would hope so. Because again, what if Robert Downey Jr. never played Iron Man? His career would probably be a lot different. The way we look at Robert Downey Jr. would probably be a lot different. So from just like a paying homage to how you got back on track, I would love to see Robert Downey Jr. in multiple other Iron Man type movies or movies that involve Iron Man throughout the next fucking 15, 20 years. You know? What's wrong with seeing Iron Man get old and do that fucking Batman Beyond shit? You're mentoring somebody up and this and that. And I think they very well could do that with like Ironheart. You know? And shout out to her. I don't have her name off the top of my head, but my boy Rich used to be her boss when she worked at Cornell, so that's, you know, a pretty cool thing. But I would love to see another Iron Man movie. And I would love to see a evil Iron Man. You know, I would love to see an evil Iron Man movie. Because the bad guy is what makes these movies. The bad guy makes the movies. The movie sucks if there's no bad guy. What the fuck's the point of the movie if there is no bad guy? And it is okay, DC, it is okay, Marvel, to let the bad guy win. For things not to end up the way that you expected them to at the end of a movie. In Ant-Man and the Wasp, they should have left their asses in the quantum realm for a little bit. When all that shit played out at the end of the movie, they should have left their asses in the quantum realm. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm not gonna go into a full fucking breakdown of the movie, but they should have left them there. We'll come back in a movie or two and save your ass. But you gotta stay there. Why? Because nobody expected that. Everybody expected you guys to get out of there somehow, some way. You know, I just got done watching Iron Man 3. Now, at the end of Iron Man 3, it's the clean slate protocol. So he destroys all of his suits, all the suits that he built. I think there was like 40 something of them. Destroyed them all. Now I think that would have been more powerful if we weren't going to see Iron Man for quite some time. Let me see. And again, this is in timeline order. So again, the way that these movies were released was probably a little different. So Iron Man 3, the Captain America and Galaxy, okay, out of whack. But you're bringing him back for Age of Ultron, right? Why the fuck would you have him destroy every single suit? You know? Okay, and then in Age of Ultron, if he's going to destroy all the suits, maybe he shouldn't have a suit in Age of Ultron. Maybe he's out of the fucking equation. You fucked up. You don't got no suits. You know, I think there's a better way of going about laying out these stories. And if the good guy wins every single time, that's what takes the anxiety out of it. And go back to the John Jones fights and to talk about Endgame and even Infinity War. The anxiety leading up, during, and at the end of these events, that's what made these movies so fucking great. The storyline wasn't all fucking that. No, what was at stake was all that. The heavyweight championship. Half of the universe's population. Iron Man / Tony Stark. Something was on the line at the end of these movies. Somebody had to pay the Pied Piper at the end of these events and movies. And that is how it should be done. Sacrifice. Not going your way. Anticipation. That's how you finish a movie off strong. And that's why I'm very curious on what's going to happen with the Avenger movies that are coming out. How are those going to play out? Is Kang and his empire and his alternates, are they going to win? They need to win. They need to win. They need to win so then the next Avengers movie that comes out has higher stakes. And then you know what? Fuck that. Maybe they should lose a second time. Fight hard, but lose a second time. Especially if you're going to try to do a trilogy of Avengers movies, which I'm assuming, at least a trilogy of them. Make the good guys lose. Make the bad guys that good. But guys, that's all I got for you today. I just wanted to get on here and bitch and complain a little bit like usual. I've been so fucking busy trying to get everything together and maintain my couple days a week working out and have everything else going, and it's been a bit. So I really didn't have that many topics to touch on today. And yeah, guys, that's how some weeks go. But sometimes the shorter podcast episodes do better than the longer ones. But guys, I got to go get ready for work. I got to go get my life together a little bit, probably feed myself. And I'll catch you guys. I'm pretty sure me and Duff are doing an episode of High Sports. It's Tuesday for me right now. I think we're recording it tonight, and I'm going to release it this weekend. But until then, guys, like always, I want you to be safe, be easy, and wash your ass. I'm up out of here. Peace.